Hey guys, how's it going? It's Fan Fantasy here, and today we got an upcoming tank game called Spearhead 2, a modern armored warfare game. And we're going to go through some of the parts of the trailers, we're going to break it down with some of the game features, and then I'll share my thoughts as we go later on. For those who don't know, Spearhead 1 was launched 27 years ago in 1998 as a hybrid between a simulator and an action game, and it was developed by Zombie Studios, which they no longer exist, and Mac Technologies, which they're known for simulations. In the first game, you were an M1A1 platoon leader in the 3rd Armored Division during a fictional conflict in North Africa. And as a platoon leader, you were able to call in CAS and artillery. You were able to issue out orders to your units. The first game came out alongside with classics like M1 Tank Platoon 2 and also Steel Beast Classic. Fast forward to today, Spearhead 2 is planning to pick up the legacy of the first game with its new gen graphics, expanded co-op, and campaign, and it's being developed by Microprose themselves. If you haven't seen the full trailer yet, I'll have it linked below. Go give it a watch first, then come back and then we'll unpack it. And as a reminder, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe for more as I cover tactical and immersive games and also armored warfare. So before watching the trailer, I thought the screenshots were from a DCS trailer or something like that. Because they were teasing, remaking the Abrams and all that stuff in DCS, but turns out it's not. So you can see here, got a crew member right there on the right. And you got a desert view of the M1A2 Abrams. And this looks like the driver's seat right here. And you got the cursor in the middle, which allows you to interact with things, which is really good, especially in a game like this. So you can see right here, he clicked on it and a display came up on the right side here. And he's clicking push to start, it looks like. And you got desert. And you got a forested area right here. More tanks going down forests. And you got a full platoon of the M1A2 Abrams. I'm not sure what that was. That could be looks like a display or something like that. Oh, by the way, I am going to be doing a more in-depth video of the interiors in this game with an actual Abrams gunner with Bundeswehr, so stay tuned for that video. We're going to go in depth of the whole entire interiors, but for now I'm just going to go through some of the gameplay and some of my first thoughts of it. And yeah, stay tuned for that video because we're going to go in depth and just see how accurate it is in that video. And also, if you pause, if you look at the top right, I'm not too sure what that is. That might be a placeholder for the periscopes, but it is a very interesting picture over there. And so you can see right here, this is the gunner's seat right here. And what's really cool is that the thermals are actually like modeling what the thermals are seeing. So when it's moving, you can see it move. So that's a really neat detail that they have already. It's not just some green screen or whatever like that, but you can actually see what your gun is facing towards. Being familiar with Steel Beast, it does look very familiar in that. And you can see this is the joystick of the gunner as well. All right, so we heard the tank firing. I'm not too sure how I feel about the tank firing. It sounds kind of I don't know, a little weaker in that. I'm hoping that maybe it's a placeholder for now. And as you can see on the top left right here, it looks like there is destruction, which is really cool to see. Perhaps like firing an MPAD or heat into it will cause more destruction. And we got the Abrams engaging a tank. So you can see right here, the loader is using the 7.62 machine gun, I believe, to engage whatever is on his left side. And then we got enemy tanks right here, T-72B1s, looks like, with the ERAs on it. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting more enemy factions and other tanks like T-72B3s, which are more modern, or T-80s or T-90s. But right now, so far, what we're seeing are T-72B1s. And I'm not sure if it's protocol for the loader to be engaging targets on the left while the gunner looks like he was firing on the right. I'm not sure if it's SOP for the loader to be doing that while the gun is firing. But I don't know. We'll talk more with Bundesfaust later on in another video. But yeah. And yeah, close-up shot, a knife fight with the B1. And this is the day sights of the Abrams. And more destruction right there. Ooh, and that was the coaxial machine gun firing. And again, I'm not sure if I'm liking that sound. It sounds a little weaker. All right, so this is the loader in first-person view. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to engage whatever is to your front in this view. So hopefully we can aim down sight with the machine gun and fire at it. But yeah, it does look a little weird being like just aiming like that and instead of ADSing. But it does look more of like a blind fire suppression. Oh, and right here we have infantry targets right here. Looks like the gunner is engaging it with this coaxial machine gun, and that infantry has an RPG, which is deadly. And we got more shots of them in town. I believe this is looks like the loader's view, buttoned up. Looks really nice. More of it engaging targets. And here you can see the destruction happening with the tank going through the wall. So that's really cool. Yeah, so wishlist now on Steam. But yeah, you can see right here, the trailer does show you a lot of the interior, the environments, and all that. This might be one of the few games, at least in more modern times, where we do have interiors in the tanks. So I'll talk about more of that later on. But let's look at the screenshots, and then I'll talk about the gameplay. So knowing that it's not a DCS trailer or anything like that, it does look more like an Unreal feel to it. And why I'm curious about the engine is because certain engines run well. Some are not very optimized. And yeah, some might be more problematic, but we'll see how they will optimize the engine. It might not be Unreal, it might be something else. It might be more of a third-party engine that they're using, but we'll have to wait and see. And over here, I do believe this is the tank commander's view. The map is down here, if I remember from Steel Beast. And then this is where you view, the top is where you view the gunner's thermals and all that, and also your CITV as well too. So from the trailer earlier, we could see that this shows us it is a camera for the driver to see. You can see the front, the hull of the tank, as well as gun barrel. And you got more screenshots of the Abrams in the desert. It's really hard to describe, but it does have that visual feel of Unreal with the unique slippery look to it, at least with how I see it. So right now it's coming soon. We don't know when. It could be later this year or next year, but we'll see, because this game just suddenly dropped. So yeah, looking at the key features right here, we got authentic modern armor combat. So you can take control of detailed tanks, IFVs, APCs. Each are fully modeled with functional interiors and realistic handling from turret to treads, and every switch matters. So the first thing is, are we going to have more than just Abrams? Are we going to have Leopards, Leopard 2s, Challengers? And I'm also wondering, are we going to get like Russian tanks as well too? Like we've seen T-72 B1s in the trailer, which, that could be one of the enemy tanks that we could take control of. But are we going to have like T-80s, T-90s, or other countries' tanks and APCs? So that is something that I am curious about. And it does sound like we might have Bradleys in it too. But yeah, from what I've read and known, it's somewhat a little hard to do more modern tanks and vehicles because a lot of it is OPSEC or just very hard sources to find. So most of the time it's, not really done well or done a lot. So yeah, I am very curious to see how accurate are the tanks and IVs will be. And it does say that every switch matters, and as we have seen in the trailer, like you can click on most of the switches and all that. I do wonder how much of the buttons will be very important, because in the game wise, not all buttons really do matter in a game. If it's, I don't know if this is going to be a full out simulator, so not all buttons will matter, but I am curious to know like how much of it will matter in terms of function in the game. And then you got dynamic real world battlegrounds. So as we've seen, we have desert and we have forested areas and also urban areas as well. And I do wonder if the maps will be similar to what we have in the real world. Are they going to be modeled after a real world environment or fictional? And it mentions cities as well too. And I'm also wondering if we're going to have infantry support with us. Fighting in cities can actually be more of a bogged down gameplay, if you know what I mean. Just fighting in town and looking for the, you know, infantry that is hunting you down. So it can be very annoying, but I am curious to know, like, are there ways for us to fight and to support each other in that? So the third thing that we see here is built for co-op warfare. Team up with 16 players in a co-op multiplayer missions where communication and coordination are key, which is really good. And 16 players is a lot too, and you can have almost a company size, I believe, with that, or maybe if you're all manning it, full platoon with a commander, driver, loader, gunner. But if you do the math, 16 players and 4 per tank, that's basically a platoon. So, and I'm also curious about the loader position as well, like how would that look like? Will it be like a mini game where you need to select the correct round and putting it on time? But I am interested in seeing that because I would love to play as the loader and just help to scan targets and communicate with my gunner and all that stuff too. And then we also got tactical campaign missions. So we have a wide range of scenarios where you can ambush and defend and also clear war-torn cities. Again, I don't know, clearing war-torn cities is a good idea for tanks, so hopefully we will have support on that. And also limiting high-value targets. You know, are we going to have detailed planning like in Steel Beast where you can draw the maps and plot your positions and all that stuff too? So I am curious to know if that's going to be in the whole co-op experience of it all and how the planning will look like. And I'm also curious to know too, are we going to have customized missions where players can make their own scenarios and share them with the community? Because I think that's how you get a game to really thrive, is having the community make their own missions and sharing that with the community to try out and experience. So yeah, that'd be really cool if they did have it, but we'll see. So far we only have whatever we have on screen. And then last but not least, we have realistic vehicle maintenance, which is probably the more boring part for a lot of us, but hey, it is important to make sure that your vehicle is ready, you know, to fight. And logistics are important, you know, repairing it, the tracks, you know, all that hard work as well too. You know, I am excited for this game. I am excited to see what's going to happen. And however, I am curious about the combined arms warfare aspect, right? Are we going to be fighting alone with vehicles? Are we going to have infantry supporting us, right? How is that going to be implemented in this game, right? Because again, having tanks in the cities is not ideal, right? And so you want to have that support. And another thing too is that we need to talk about the price. If you look at Steel Beast, it is quite high up in terms of its price because of its simulator aspects and its clients and everything like that, you know, versus other games like Gunner Heat PC where it's a little bit more cheaper, more accessible. It's simulator light in that aspect. For this game, you're looking at a full interior with fidelity in it as advertised. So I could see it going for maybe $60 plus USD/CAD in that price range because of just the details in it. But we'll have to wait and see. And I think it's also a good reminder too, is that even though we have this trailer out and that they're announcing this game, it's good to kind of temper down our expectations. You know, we need to see more details. We need to see more of the gameplay before we make our own judgment on it. But I think it's important just to kind of, you know, not be too optimistic, but not be too pessimistic about it, but wait and see how it goes. But for now, I am curious to see more of the gameplay, and I do look forward to it. And like I said before, this is probably one of the few games that we have that do show off interiors where you can click aside from Steel Beast and all that. And it's good to have more tank games. And it's okay to love different tank games as well too, like Gunner Heat PC, Steel Beast, Steel Armor, and whatever games. It's good to have more variety. To be clear, I am talking about the tactical immersive tank sims, and I'm pretty sure my community will have fun in this if they do it really well and if it's well optimized. But yeah, I'm also curious to hear your thoughts on this too. You know, what do you hope to see in this game? But yeah, stay tuned for another video of this. I'm gonna have another video with Bundesfaust just to break down more of the trailer and the interior design of the Abrams in this game. And so yeah, stay tuned. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And I do cover tactical and immersive games and armor games like Steel Beast, Gonna Hate BC, and even potentially Spearhead. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video.